All right, let's jump right in. Today we're looking at what is, quite possibly, the single easiest way to get started with generative AI. It's a platform called Pollinations AI. We're going to skip all the complicated setups, we're going to skip the long tutorials, and we're going to go from zero to actually creating something. Let's do it. But first, let me just ask you this. What if making a unique piece of AI art didn't involve writing code or signing up for some service? What if it was as simple as just typing a URL into your web browser? I know, it sounds way too simple to be true, but that's exactly what we're about to do. So for this first part, we're going to see this happen live. There are no smoke and mirrors here, just a really simple and powerful idea. Okay, so check this out. The entire idea behind Pollinations is right here on this screen. A web address is no longer just a place you go to. It's a complete instruction. It can tell an AI exactly what you want it to make just by putting your prompt, in this case, a robot winning an award, right inside the link itself. And boom, this is it. The moment you visit that link, the AI gets to work and it delivers this image. And the coolest part? Anyone can do this, on any browser. Right now. There's no sign up, there's no code to write, and it doesn't cost anything. It's AI creation just boiled down to its absolute essence.
So how on earth does that actually work? I mean, it feels like magic, right? But it's actually built on a really fundamental concept of how the modern web works. Let's pull back the curtain and unpack it.
We're talking about something called an API. Now, don't let the name scare you off. It's actually a super simple idea. The best way to think about it is like a restaurant. The URL is you, placing a very specific order from a menu. You tell the kitchen, which is the Pollinations AI, exactly what you want, and it prepares it and sends it right back to your table. Simple as that. So what's happening behind the scenes really just boils down to this simple three-step dance. First, you make the request by putting together that URL. Second, the pollination servers get that order, and their AI models get to work. And third, you get your creation sent right back to your browser. That's it. And for these simple kinds of requests, you've really got two main tools in your belt. If you want to create a picture, you use the image address. If you want to generate some text, you use the text address. It's really that straightforward. Okay, so we've got the basic order down. Now it's time to get a little more creative. Let's take a look at how you can start customizing your requests with some really simple controls.
These controls are called parameters. You can just think of them as dials and levers that you add to your URL to fine-tune what you get back. You can change the AI model to get a totally different artistic style, you can specify the exact width and height you want, or you can even use something called a seed number, which guarantees you can get the exact same image again later.
All right, let's try a quick experiment. We'll start with probably the simplest prompt possible, just the word cat. And as you'd probably guess, the AI gives us a pretty standard default image of a cat. It's a great starting point, but now let's have some fun with it.
Now watch what happens when we add just one little parameter to that URL. By adding $model equals $3, we're telling the AI to use a completely different engine to switch up its artistic style. And just like that, we get a totally different cat. That's the power of these parameters.
So everything we've seen so far is fantastic for making quick creations. But what if you want to build something more complex? What if you want to build a real application? For that, we need to open up the Advanced Toolkit.
So those simple URLs we've been using are called GET requests. Think of them like a postcard. The message is right there, out in the open, visible to everyone, and it's perfect for simple info. For the more advanced jobs, though, we use something called a POST request. These are more like a sealed envelope. They can securely carry much more complex and private stuff, like entire images or audio files, safely inside.
And this is where the possibilities just explode. Using these advanced requests, you can build chatbots that actually remember your conversation history, you can have an AI analyze an image that you send it, you can transcribe audio files, you can even connect the AI to other tools out there on the internet. So let's put that vision capability to the test. We're going to send the AI this image of a boardwalk going through a marsh. But here's the key. The request we're sending isn't create an image of a boardwalk, it's look at this image I'm giving you and describe it back to me. And just look at this response. The AI doesn't just say it's a boardwalk. No, it analyzes the whole scene. It identifies all the key elements, and it even captures the mood of the image, describing it as serene. That's an incredibly powerful tool for understanding visual data. Okay, so we've gone from simple URLs all the way to advanced analysis. The final piece of the puzzle is figuring out how you can take these tools and actually integrate them into your own projects. Now, while you can do a ton of stuff anonymously, for any serious project, you're gonna want to register. And this chart really shows you why. As you move up from being an anonymous user to a registered application or a partner, your access to the platform gets faster and more prioritized. It just lets you build more robust, more reliable surfaces.
And how do you register? Well, you've got two main ways. For a public website, you use something called a refer. It's super simple and secure. For a back-end application or a script that's running on a server, you'll use a token. Think of it like a secret key that gives your app priority access.
So to put it all together, you have a few really clear ways to get started. You can just begin by embedding these simple URLs directly into a website for some fun, quick features. For more power, you can use those API tokens in your backend code. And if you happen to be a React developer, there's even a dedicated library that makes the whole integration process a total breeze.
But let's bring it all back to the most important, the most amazing takeaway here. What's truly incredible is that the barrier to entry for creating with AI, it's just gone. You can start experimenting and building with powerful generative AI this very second, for free, without even typing in an email address.
The technology has been simplified all the way down to a single web link. The power is just sitting there waiting for you. So the only real question left is, what will you create first?